In 1868, Fyodor Dostoevsky decided to run a radical literary experiment. After years of writing about murderers and nihilists, he shifted his focus to creating a positively good man. The result of that experiment is Prince Lev Nikolaevich Myshkin. He is the ultimate holy fool, a figure with zero ego and a level of absolute sincerity that borders on the divine. But Dostoevsky tests this perfect goodness by introducing Parfen Rogozhin. Rogozhin is a man consumed by earthly fire, driven by dark desires and a volatile, possessive rage. These two men meet in a third-class carriage on a foggy morning train bound for St. Petersburg. They sit opposite each other, representing the absolute furthest ends of the human moral spectrum. Their fates are locked together in a shared, inevitable destruction. It is a paradox. The absolute best and the absolute worst of humanity both end up crushing the exact same thing. In the cynical, status-obsessed circles of 19th century St. Petersburg, society is built on masks. Because Prince Myshkin lacks one, his presence acts as a mirror for everyone he meets. This radical sincerity forces people to expose their ugly truths. At the same time, it acts as a powerful magnet, drawing the dark and chaotic Rogozhin toward the prince. The center of this dynamic is Nastasya Filippovna. She is a woman carrying deep trauma, and she becomes the shared obsession of both men. Rogozhin approaches her from one extreme, through fiery passion, slamming 100,000 rubles on the table. Myshkin approaches from the other, offering to marry her out of pure, self-sacrificial pity. These opposite forces apply unrelenting weight, trapping Nastasya until she shatters. As the story progresses, the lines between the saint and the sinner begin to blur. In a moment of strange intimacy, the two men decide to exchange baptismal crosses. By exchanging these symbols, they technically become brothers. Their identities interlock, permanently locking their fates together. This spiritual convergence is mirrored by Myshkin's epilepsy. In the split second before a fit, he experiences a flash of divine harmony, before his mind is plunged into agonizing darkness. That darkness manifests physically on a staircase in St. Petersburg. Rogozhin emerges from the shadows with a raised knife to murder the prince, but is stopped when Myshkin collapses into a violent epileptic fit. This moment proves their convergence. The blinding light of the prince's mind physically and symbolically collides with the murderous darkness of Rogozhin's actions. In the end, there is no redemption. Caught in the suffocating push and pull between these two men, Nastasya is entirely obliterated. The novel's final tableau is haunting. The positively good man and the dark sinner are reduced to the same state, spending the night together weeping over Nastasya's body. Rogozhin's path of passion was fatal because it is an inherently destructive force that seeks to consume the other person. But Myshkin's pity was equally fatal. It demands the complete sacrifice of the self, ignoring the practical boundaries and limits of human reality. Dostoevsky uses this tragedy to show that human life breaks under absolute extremes. Whether it is blinding light or suffocating darkness, the force is simply too great for an individual to survive. In a deeply flawed and cynical world, radical, boundless goodness is not a cure. It is a devastating collision.